Well, guys, I'm here at the website silenceisconsent.net, and I made a short video yesterday, asking the question: what is Robert Mueller really doing? Is he actually investigating anything, or is he being the fix-it man for the Clintons and the globalists and going in and fixing things? And judging by this particular article, it looks like I might have been right. Robert Mueller caught wiping radical Islam info from FBI database. Here's his disturbing reason why. This is by John Anthony at, again, silencesconsent.net website, made 11 hours ago. Muslims in this country were able to strengthen and solidify their positions thanks to his ridiculously anti-American policies. Thanks to Chief Muslim in Office Barack Hussein Obama, terrorist organizations such as CARE, which operate within the U.S., now have more power than ever. Thankfully, President Trump is trying to fight this spread of Sharia law and radical Islam by implementing pro-American strategies, but it seems that there's dozens of traitors in his midst. Shell reports by Pamela Geller have just exposed that Robert Mueller, former FBI director, crippled our nation's ability to fight radical Islam. Electing President Trump was half the battle, but now we have to get rid of these traitors hiding within our own government. Obama was sure to plant Islamic sympathizer after Islamic sympathizer in all levels of the bureaucracy to ensure the destruction of America, but the patriots are determined to fight back. Many have wondered how the FBI has been so incompetent in fighting terrorism over the past decade, but one needs to look no further than Mueller's actions at the highest levels of government. The FBI has been sitting on mountains of evidence, enough to stop radical Islam once and for all, but apparently Mueller wiped it from their records. Now, this is exactly what I said in my other video. Mueller's the fix-it man, and I don't think this is only confined to Islam. I think Robert Mueller and his team are eradicating and wiping all records that pertain to Hillary Clinton and Soros and her globalists and anybody else who's been supporting her in their march towards destroying the United States. That's what I believe. I believe Mueller has all he's gotten so far is the low-hanging fruit. Flynn, this other couple of guys, for crap that didn't even have. That's just for show, in my opinion. That's just for show to make it look like they're actually investigating something. I don't think they are. Like I said, and like this article seems to bear out, if they don't get Mueller and his crew out of there, they're going to wipe clean all the evidence mountains of evidence against Clinton and Islamists and the globalists and the filthy politicians that are in on it with her. They're going to wipe all that evidence out, and when the day comes that somebody actually has the guts to bring actions against them, there won't be any evidence left. We need to do something about Mueller, and we need to do something about it now. My only hope is that they have him under tight surveillance and are watching and documenting everything he's doing. That would be great, to let this be a trap for Mueller and the globalists and catch them in the end. Anyway, going on with the article, Pamela Geller reports that Mueller has wiped massive amounts of data on fighting radical Islam because he deemed it offensive to Muslims. It goes on here. Is it any wonder the FBI did nothing in Garland, Texas? Or that 10 months after the Pulse nightclub jihad attack, the FBI said it still did not know his motive, even though he had pledged his allegiance to ISIS? Obama's DOJ. Holder refuses to answer congressional inquiry about evidence in scuttled prosecutions of jihadist groups, CARE, ICNA, in America's largest terrorism financial trial. High treason. Obama and Holder drop indictments against Muslim Brotherhood-tied group CARE et al. At the DOJ. How could Mueller possibly be trusted with the Russia probe? Because there is no Russia probe. There never was. It was all a big cover to get him in there in the vaunted position of special prosecutor so that he would have access to all of this information, all of it. He was given carte blanche. He can access anything, which means he can cover for Hillary Clinton and the DNC. He is completely corrupt and compromised. It goes on here to say the Hamas-linked Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, is routinely presented in the mainstream media as a civil rights organization. Its consistent pattern of encouraging Muslims not to cooperate with law enforcement is never mentioned. Reporters citing CARE as a source or authority almost always fail to mention that CARE is an unindicted co-conspirator in the Hamas terror funding case, so named by the Justice Department. During that case, a captured internal document of the Muslim Brotherhood was released naming CARE's parent organization, the Islamic Association for Palestine, as one of its allied groups, and explaining that the mission of the Brotherhood groups in the U.S. was eliminating and destroying Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house by their hands and the hands of the believers, so that it is eliminated and Allah's religion is made victorious over all religions. Let's go over that again. The mission of Brotherhood groups in the U.S. is eliminating and destroying Western civilization from within and sabotaging its house by their hands. Its leaders and its activities effectively give aid to international terrorist groups, said Stephen Pomerantz, former FBI chief of counterterrorism. Why is this group still receiving massive funding and operating without constraint in our country? It's simple. There's a plot to destroy America from within, and it has nothing to do with the Russians. For decades, radical Islamists have hid under the guise of moderate Islam and slowly but steadily infiltrated this country. Now, after years and years of indoctrination and creeping Sharia, it's time to put an end to the madness. The fundamental tenets of Islam are directly at odds with the freedom which Western civilization values so much. Special Watch adds, now that Robert Mueller has been appointed special counsel to investigate if Russia influenced the 2016 presidential election, it's worth reiterating his misguided handiwork in collaboration with radical Islamist organizations as FBI director. Judicial Watch exclusively obtained droves of records back in 2013 documenting how, under Mueller's leadership, the FBI purged all anti-terrorism training material deemed offensive to Muslims after secret meetings between Islamic organizations and the FBI chief. Judicial Watch had to sue to get the records and published an in-depth report on the scandal in 2013 and a lengthier updated follow-up in 2015. As FBI director, Mueller bent over backwards to please radical Islamist groups and caved into their demands. The agency eliminated the valuable anti-terrorism training material and curricula after Mueller met with various Islamic organizations, including those with documented ties to terrorism. So, this just tells us that Mueller is actually collaborating with the terrorists about how they can fix our government to make it more terrorist-friendly. Isn't that comforting? You can go on and read the rest of this article if you want to at silenceisconsent.net. But I've had enough to make me physically ill, actually. I think Robert Mueller ought to be arrested, as well as all of his team. And I sure hope they didn't get to the backups, and if it can be proven, they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the United States law. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching, and hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like, because I'd really like to hear from you in the comment section. So have a nice day.